Back at Remington Park for another training race here in Oklahoma City, chilly Oklahoma City, around 30 degrees. The horses are beginning to make their way to the gate. We'll take a look at the field. We're short on time, so we'll look at a graphic. May We All is the one horse. E. Escamilla Gonzalez, the trainer. Peeves Nellie Snip. Tyler Crawford, the trainer. Shauna Manriquez trains the 3, Superhero J. The 4 is Deck Stack. D. Keener, the trainer. C. Velasquez trains Bruno Stone, the 5 horse. The 6 is Vintage Candy, trained by Troy Carter. He also conditions the 7, the Little Drummer Boy. And the 8 is Queen's Favorite, E. Rodriguez Garcia, the trainer. They're beginning the loading process. Jim Byers, what do you think?
Well, last year, Keith, we followed the connections of Deck Stack a lot. It was the big story of the meet as nonagenarian owner Elizabeth Logan, trainer D. Keener, had Trace Crystals last year, who was a $30,000 yearling purchase, go on to win both the Oklahoma and Heritage Place Futurities, a true rarity here. Well, now they have Deck Stack, who is unrelated, as far as I can tell, to Trace Crystals, but he was a $28,000 Heritage Place yearling purchase. There's also a $25,000 Heritage Place September yearling purchase in Bruno Stone, the 5, and a $13,000 yearling in Vintage Candy in post position 6. So last year, a $30,000 purchase by Elizabeth Logan brought in $660,000 plus in the 2-year-old campaign for Trace Crystals. This year, we'll see if a $28,000 investment in this Doc's Best card gelding Deck Stack can be similarly fruitful. Can't really expect a horse to sweep both open graded futurities, since that hadn't been done previously here at Remington before, but 2 more to load here. Once again, that Deck Stack is in post position 4. The familiar green blinkers of D. Keener. A terrific year here last year. In goes the 8. Queen's Favorite by the young stallion Industrious. Race number 6. Not a very good start for Deck Stack in the yellow silks there, but drawing off here is Vintage Candy, the 6. Inside is Superhero J, but Vintage Candy is going to scamper off and win that by about a length and a half. A Just Good Candy filly from Turnin' Back Time. And now I'll have If I Could Turn Back Time on my head the rest of the afternoon, but good performance by Vintage Candy there. It looked like Deck Stack on first view did wind up gathering himself for 3rd. Good performance here by these top 2, the 6 and the 3. And you'll see Deck Stack come out of the pack in the yellow there for 3rd. So really, Deck Stack, the Keener runner, if he gets off to a better start when it counts, could have been a much bigger factor in here, but the inside runners all kind of missed the break to various degrees, and the 3, Superhero J, broke inward sharply. Good effort here by the 6, though. He was just kind of being ridden out to the finish.
And the 6 and many of the 2-year-olds we see here could very well be pointed to the lucrative schedule of 2-year-old stakes races here at Remington. The first of those being the Oklahoma Futurity, which was the first race that Trace Crystals won in his exceptional campaign last year. $400,000 Oklahoma Futurity on Saturday, March 25th. It's a multi-stakes race day that includes the Grade 2 East Tex as well. So mark your calendars for that one.
And if you're interested in trials, the trials for the Oklahoma Futurity are coming up on the first Saturday of the meet, March 11th. The trials for the Oklahoma Derby is the next afternoon, evening. March 12th on the Sunday card. And then there's also trials for the Grade 1 Oklahoma Paint Appaloosa Futurity. That final is also on the 25th, but the trials are on Thursday, March 10th. So the meet will kick right off with a really interesting opening set of trials for the paints. And then coming up, the Oklahoma Futurity trials on the 11th and the Derby on the 12th.
Busy time coming up, beginning on March 9th when the mixed breed meet begins at Remington Park.
Yeah, actually, the date here says Thursday, March 10th for the paint and app trials, but that's obviously if it's Thursday, it's March 9th. If it's Friday, it's March 10th. Not really sure my information here has conflicting information, but nonetheless, opening weekend or opening week will be those paint and app Oklahoma paint and app trials.
Well, all right. We'll be back from Remington Park after a short break. Thanks for showing up. We're glad you did, and see you in a few.